And welcome to the show, The Law of the People and Governance, here on Spectrum Television. This is a program that talks about recent happenings in politics. And of course, it's a program that also interacts with the citizens as well to get feedback from the citizens to the election petition tribunal, and of course the fight that ensued between the two factions of the Labour Party in court. So those are the things we'll take a look at on today's session of the program, The Law of the People and Governance. My name is Rachel David White. All right, so asked the Presidential Election Petition Court to dismiss the application by Atiku Abubakar and the People's Democratic Party for a live broadcast of proceedings. And there are reports that Atiku and PDP had filed an application requesting the tribunal to broadcast its proceedings live. It was actually backed by the Labour Party and its presidential candidate Peter Obi, but Unveiled and Shettima described it as frivolous and a bid to waste the court's time. Described the application as an abuse of the processes of the presidential election petition trial. Prompt hearing would file an application to distract the court and waste its precious time. Tinubu and Shettima argued that the release side the petition tribunal's jurisdiction as constituted. The Labour Party has issued a call for the cancellation of the upcoming 2023 presidential election as well. Yanusa Tanko, the chief spokesman of the Obidati President, asked the president of Nigeria. He emphasized that the Labour Party, along with their presidential, is elected. He said what he know in election petition tribunal, the swearing in section 146 subsection 2, 25% in Abuja. And if defined deeply, it gives the power to section the present case goes the way they are actually praying. In the 10th Assembly, he must hand over to a newly elected president. He had been reported previously during the presidential inauguration scheduled for May 29, which we discussed here. The IGP security operatives during a press conference held in the force headquarters in Abuja, issuing threats aimed at provoking actions that could disrupt the inauguration ceremony. Now let's take a look at the election petition tribunal. That 2023 presidential election tribunal has adjourned sitting in the case involving the Labour Party candidate the electoral victory of Tinubu in February 25th, 2023 polls as declared by the Independent National Electoral Commission. And there were reports that the tribunal adjourned the case till Friday, May 19th for the continuation of pre-hearing. And the court, headed by Justice Haruna, fixed the date following the failure of parties in the petition to agree on documents, amongst other reasons. It would be recalled that during the sitting on their case, the legal team told the court at the resumed hearing of the 2023 Presidential Election Tribunal in Abuja that INEC refused to give them 70% of evidence which they are required to give by law. And the team said specifically in Rivers State, they were not given anything. So counsel for INEC, Abubakar Mahmoud, disagreed with all the allegations and argued that the Labour Party and Sokoto State were indeed provided, but the Labour Party refused to pay the sum of 1.5 million naira for Sokoto State and the form ECA for Rivers State have not been given to them. He also said the documents were given to the party, but they refused to collect them until it was completed. Away from that, I told you we'll take a look at all the recent happenings, and then the final one which we will talk about for today is the crisis that is rocking the leadership of the Labour Party as it took a new dimension today at the Presidential Election Petition Court in Abuja. Already winner of the party, Bashiru Lamide Apapa, is live. Well, the fight broke out after the proceedings of the court when Apapa was almost mobbed by factional members of the party at the court premises. It took the efforts of about 100 policemen to rescue Apapa from being lynched by thugs employed by factional members who conducted a brown cap. Went to court and he was jacked up several times by the attackers but was immediately taken to safety by the police upon his rescue. The factional members, alleged to be loyal to the suspended national chairman of the party, Mr. Julius Abure, held their victims hostage for almost 1 hour while attempting to come out of the court after the day's proceedings to address newsmen who were on standby to get his reactions to the leadership dispute in the party. And the group were actually chanting unprintable words against Apapa and prevented him from addressing newsmen. So lots of commotion, however, broke out outside the courtroom, and I already told you this faction seemed to be loyal to Abure and order. But for heavy security men present at the court, that they were able to mobilize themselves to the scene and prevent the fracas from leading to bloodshed. But earlier inside the courtroom, the two factions had battled for recognition and for recording as the authentic representatives of the Labour Party, which is the second petitioner. So lots of commotion happened. Main chairman of the party. That is the issue currently on ground. I know we've been raising concerns and questions like these two factions that are fighting amongst themselves, the Abure faction and the Apapa faction. Would this have any negative effect on the outcome of their case in court? Well, there have been answers like, no, the court is not operating on that. But we're seeing it take a different turn, attending to their case. Like I told you already, it had been adjourned to May 19th. So let's stay hopeful. We'll go on a short break. When we come right back, we'll talk more about this matter, and then we'll bring our guest live here to also address us on this issue. We should know better. He is a strong person in the Labour Party. So let's go on a short break. When we come right back, we'll talk again. So stay tuned. All right, welcome back. It's still the program, The Law of the People and Governance, here on Spectrum Television of the Labour Party. Well, at the commencement of the proceedings for the day, Peter Obi announced his appearance as the first petitioner, while Mrs. Dudu Maluga, who claimed to be the national women leader of the party, announced her appearance as the representative of the Labour Party. Well, just as that was ongoing, the leadership crisis actually took place. National chairman of the party, so that's what really took place in the courtroom today. So he was actually booed, and it led to a fight. I won't be talking alone today. I have virtually to join me. He's already on standby, Bernard Titus. I already told you he's a strong person in the Labour Party, so he is in the right position to have a say on this issue. Good evening and welcome.
Pardon me.
Okay, so without wasting much time, I know we've talked before on the show, and then there has been questions, concerns about the outcome of the internal party crisis going to have an effect, and the outcome of whatever they get in court, if it's going to have a negative or a positive effect on whatever outcome they eventually get from the court. And then it's normal for political party to have crisis. Yes, someone said for a party like Labour Party that was not really, I would say, strong, it came up as a third force and then had so much support from especially youth for the choice of candidate they had, that represented them at the presidential election, which unfortunately lost to the APC candidates. To, have such a fight at this time, it simply means that, wow, they are beginning to stand up like other big political parties like the APC and the PDP as well. But I still want to ask this question. This fight, or let me ask, what is your take on this particular issue before I go into asking if it's going to affect them or not?
Okay, my thought though, for like, let's say for my 1 year spent with Labour Party as a result of Peter Big coming on board, and all of us were with Labour Party at the time for 1 year. I've attended meetings, conferences, attended meetings both at Abuja, named them Abuja, Port Harcourt, Bayelsa. I've never for once, even when Dr. Donye Gugbe was the DG at the time, I have never seen or heard a name as funny as, please pardon my phrase, sponsored Palamidi is perpetrated by the handwork of other parties. Now, whatever transpired at the court today, if you saw what happened at the court, he came in with about two person, and is requesting that the DG, the current DG of Peter V campaign organization, should allow him to have a seat. Previously, before how many court sittings, he has never been in attendance at the court sitting. So why is it today? And he came in. It was just a mere distraction. But I'm glad that he got what he deserved. And if it wasn't for security operative, it would have been more better that they dealt with him properly. But then I believe moving forward on Friday, because the sitting also is on Friday, if he tries further, he will be dealt with properly. Like you can see the whole whatever happened at the courtroom today. He was not invited. He's not a recognized Labour Party, national chairman of the party. So it's just one of those, political propagandas that they're trying to impose him on the party. Who on a reasonable sense would do that to his political party? You just lost election, and then there are litigation to be filed in the court. All you do is to say that the election has been won. I've been won and lost. Everybody should forget about it. And then that Papalamidi is he has no relevance. It's just the media and people trying to give him that presence. He is non-consequential in this point at all.
Okay, but the fact that the suspended national chairman of the party, Julius Abure, did not just interfere in the matter, does it surprise you, or what does that tell?
No, Abure doesn't have. In fact, if Lamidi wanted to even respect himself, because the case for him was just a distraction, and then secondly, Abure does not have any case with Lamidi Papa at all. So there is no case at all. So there is no case in all of these. There's no case with Lamidi Papa. So it's just one of those.
Peter Obi himself, who is the leader of the party, the flag bearer of the party, did not just make any move to maybe see if he could intervene as well.
Peter Obi has been very busy. Like earlier, a few minutes ago, he flew from London to attend the court case earlier today. So of course, we all know what Peter Obi stands for. On what kind of decision do you want Peter Obi to negotiate with Lamidi, who is non-consequential in this matter, and he has no basis on any relevance in the whole case? So the man is trying to focus on the whole court case and see where matters arise and where necessary for is. So I understand that it happened in every political party. Currently, you saw what is going to happen in the 10th Assembly. There are some faction of the private faction, other faction of the former governor of Abia State, also agitating that the Southeast shoot is their time. You also saw what's happening in the North Central and the Northeast. They are also, so if there comes a point in time in many politicals, the mainstream top parties will always be having this kind of power tussle and all of that. So it's not a new thing. But then the third part in all of this is saying the core, a few individuals that have supported the cause that I knew are the one rally around Papalamidi, because there are, like I said, for my 1 year being around the Labour Party structures and supporting Peter Obi for my own years, traveling and also meeting. I've never come across somebody like Palamidi in any of the events that we hosted. I think, in fact, even if he was, before the campaign, we did a South political conference, and he wasn't there. He was chaired by Obure and Dr. Donyo Gugbe at the time. So where is he coming out from to claim the leadership of the party? So it doesn't make
presidential candidate Peter Obi and the APC Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who is now the president-elect, awaiting swearing in on May 29th. Governor of Ebonyi State and Senator-elect for Ebonyi South, Dave Umahi, had made a statement. He alleged that if there was manipulation of votes, we've had reports from some places that, well, there are evidences that it was actually manipulated. There were manipulations. In the swing states where the APC had governors and larger chunk of party representatives, the party failed to win the state. And if they had manipulated the elections as the opposition had claimed, then they should have won in Katsina, Kano, and Kaduna in the presidential election. And the Labour Party, according to him, the election free and fair. So do you think that this could be true?
See, Rachel, a couple of times I've appeared in the program and I've said it very plain and clear. Bola Ahmed Tinubu never did he won the just concluded 2023 elections. Now, it's very clear and obvious. If you check the if you just check the IREF portal of the INEC, the supposed glitch is the claim. The result coming out from the Port Harcourt, River State, is showing that Peter Obi won the election in River State. So, and they are uploading it, and it clearly shows that the IREF portal that Peter Obi won the election in River State. Umahi, like you rightly noted, some months ago, 2 weeks ago, Umahi sat in the national press conference and claimed that the Obedient even invaded his family. That it was just God grace that he narrowly escaped to become won the senatorial bid in Ebonyi State. So all of a sudden he's turning around today and saying a different thing completely. We know most of these are political elites. All they do is to just for their self-aggrandizement and all of that. So we should, to me, it doesn't make any sense. And my own point of empathy in all of this is this. If they succeed to swear in Bola Ahmed Tinubu and in the May 29, it therefore means that Nigeria, we don't have a legal binding constitution at all. A criminal can sit anywhere and give justice. Like we rightly noted, they sit in a drama a couple of weeks ago, and they just discovered some of the judges in the High Court are not, that they don't have any BS in law. So how did they get into the bench? So we are gradually getting to a point where nobody has respect for constitution anymore. On the issue of the constitution, it's a simple thing. We've gone to school and we've written exams in answering section A in one, and you didn't make an attempt in answering section B and C. You will fail completely. It's a simple metric in this matter. While we're in the university, so these are issues even in secondary school when you write exams and all of that. You come across issues like that, and you'll be like, oh, you'll be finding yourself that you passed exams, and there's circumstance. So whatever the law, I'm not a lawyer. I'm a public affairs analyst. Whatever the law, the bench's claim is right. The Nigerians are watching. And then like today, they rightly also refuse the issue of the live streaming, live televising. So why are they afraid to? It's a public hearing, so they won't, like what happened in the Puta panel at the time. We saw what happened, and most of us still go back to the Puta panel issues and watch how and Kalano, how he was able to marshal question and deal with issues even when appeared before the panel. We witnessed a lot of stuff like that. It was an interesting moment. So for them to say the issue of the televising is not advisable, it shows something is.
Does that mean they may have been? They may have, or they would I say? I don't want to alert. I don't want to say they did. But does it mean that they may be sweeping some things under their carpet?
These are facts. As I speak with you, all the legal team went to the INEC and requested that the IREC chairman of the Port Harcourt should bring in both the back end and the other end, all the details. He refused giving to you today.
But they have said that they produced those documents and information, those data needed, but they did not come to the meeting as agreed.
They did, you see. I remember vividly, I joined the team and of a time, they requested those details, and I remember the situation what they are doing. What we are interested in is the back end. For instance, in our phone we are using, I don't care about what kind of text you are texting to anybody. What we care about is, for instance, if a good phone analyst wants to decipher what you're doing with your phone, is to get to the raw data at the back end. That's exactly what the lawyers are demanding. The back end server is what will give the details. Okay, if you look at what happened at Delegate, how did the Delegate win the court case? Very perfect. The judges did an amazing job. They got the back end, checked how many votes was done, overvoting was not done in each of the places.
You can't compare the presidential election to a governorship elections. And besides, do you think that such a thing can even happen, you know, in a position where we know the importance attached to it?
Well, see, Nigerians are very particular. The voter awareness during the 3 was, I believe they never expected it, that it was going to be that huge, and they will clamp down on so many issues. Now, whatever verdict that is going to pass on Friday is going to be another sitting. So whatever verdict they will pass on the 5 panel handling this matter, if they cannot win from 1999, nobody should go back to your won 25% in the FCT. Yeah, Amusa did the same thing. Jonathan did the same thing. Buhari did the same thing, and getting to his own turn, he did not meet the 25% of the FCT, and he says the president, a criminal overnight.
Don't forget that Jonathan came in as a result of the death of Yaradua.
Jonathan won 25% in FCT, including from 1999. You check the record; they all won FCT 25%, 2/3 of the majority. So, and you are swearing in a president who did not meet the criteria for FCT and all of that is not our president. And when if they go ahead to swear in, so we don't care what about margin. So it doesn't make any sense in this matter.
Okay, now let's talk about the issue of the live broadcast. That I know that the PDP presidential candidate Atiku Abubakar had requested that whatever is happening in court should be broadcast live, so that the public can also be part of the whole proceedings. And it was also backed up. And Annex says it would be, it would look like the court is a place where you just go and play and waste their time and go out. What do you have to say about that?
You see, in advance, is it in Kenya? In Kenya, I was watching a couple of very serious presidential issues. It was televised. And then that is a civil responsibility for citizens to follow through radio station or 2-3 media TV houses, you know, do a background check and ensure after the proceeding you don't add nothing, you subtract nothing, it's verified before you get them posted. So that is simple. So why are they afraid to accept this simple? They wanted to overrule it, you know, because why? Because they have something they don't want Nigerians to see. But in all of these, Nigerians, we are not part of. We are very vigilant, waiting to see what will be the outcome of the whole tribunal verdict.
Okay, one more thing. You know, the factional national chairman of the Labour Party, that's the Lamidi Apapa, has refuted rumors that he is a party mole, right? And emphasizing that individual.
Like I rightly noted, I joined Peter Obi on the day Peter Obi visited the People Democratic Party to consult People Democratic Party. And before that, I spent my 1 year in Labour Party and I toured across major campaign tour across all states. And like I said, in my 1 year of attending Labour Party programs and events across all the subnationals, I was never opportune to see or heard of a name called Lamidi Apapa. I can give you names of those in the leadership of the Labour Party at the national level that I know that are authentic, not like some of us who came in because we came in to drive a process. We were never members of the Labour Party. We came in to drive a cause. So we have the names and those we know who are called Labour Party authorized individuals, not Lamidi Apapa. So I think
bring it again and again and again. Of course, you've seen what happened in the court premises today. I mean,
Yeah,
for
and
it
what
simply
happened, like
shows
the
that
last I told you,
there is no order in the house.
no, what happened in the court today, he deserves it. And like I said, if it wasn't for security operative that came to save him, Lamine Papa would have been, I think he would have told his men to choose the hospital he would sleep for the night. Because when he was going to come to invade the court process or to distract, just to gain media publicity and relevance with the Babo family so that they can continue to detect his tune.
Okay, but what does it take for a valid national chairman of the party to emerge
The valid National Labour
in
Party,
accordance with the
the
party's
valid,
constitution?
see, Rachel, see, the court, in a way, to my best of knowledge, the party decide who lead them. The party decide who lead them. And the party have a constitution that is followed by the party members. So the court and the court are also part of the whole of this confusion. The party have illegal binding force that they use in operating. So Lamine Gbagbo is not, like I said, all of these issues overflooded in the media space and all of that. Like I said, if I can spend 1 year following the process and joining the major campaign, neither in 1 day have I heard of the such name. How? How?
Okay, when you
So
say that, when
sponsor.
has no effect on the outcome, okay, of whatever they get in court or from court rather. Now, May 29th is around the corner, just a few days away from now, which is a day set aside to swear in Bola Ahmed Tinubu as president of Nigeria, because he won, according to Independent National Electoral Commission, he won the 2023 presidential election, right, which is being opposed in court by Peter Obi and Atiku Abubakar, the LP and the PDP. Now, we've seen the court adjourn a hearing till May 19th, till Friday, simply because the Labour Party factions are disagreeing. They don't know who is actually the right leader or chairman of the party.
Well, let me say it very clear.
Just a moment. Don't you think if it happens again, they're still going to keep adjourning?
Hello?
Yeah, I'm with you.
Yes. I said Julius Abure is the national chairman of the Labour Party. And no doubt about that.
Okay, so that hasn't still answered my question. Now, if the disagreement continues, you who knows the party better says Julius Abure is the national chairman of the party, and there's no doubt about that. But I think
Hello?
we're not. Yeah, can you hear me?
Hello?
Yeah, did we have a disconnection somewhere?
Hello?
Okay, Bernard, I can hear you if you can hear me. Hello? Okay, I can hear you. If you can conversation, the phone lines are open. You can send us a WhatsApp or a text message. The phone number is displayed on your TV screen. Send us a WhatsApp message. Also, you can send us a text message, and we will attend to your comment or contribution. We're taking a look at the fights. Of course, the party crisis happening in the Labour 19th, where by then they should be able to decide who is the actual chairman of the party in accordance with the party's constitution. I think they should be able to put their house in order before Friday, May 19th. All right, welcome back, Bernard Titus.
Thank you.
Okay, I know there have been comments that the president-elect should not be sworn in on May 29th, and then that Ahmed Lawan, the Speaker of the House, should actually stand in, right? The president should actually, the Senate president should actually stand in and act as the interim president until they're able to sort out whatever they have in court. The military spokesperson had sounded a strong warning, telling persons, according to them, there are strong political figures, popular political figures, who are going to attempt to you know, maybe obstruct the inauguration on May 29th, and they had sounded a strong warning and declared that May 29th inauguration is sacrosanct, and anybody who tries to interrupt will be made to face the wrath of the law, and they are up with their men against such persons. And there is a call for a break.
Well, the Aruna is right, making such, you know, is in charge of the military and as the
Okay.
issue security red flag, and then so that the country can be allayed and all of that. That's quite an acknowledged. May 29 is sacrosanct. There was a breach of the electoral guidelines completely. The electoral guideline was not full. The National Assembly passed a law, and it was in the electoral guidelines that the election will be what in real time, both at the IRF portal and results uploaded to the IRF portal in real time. The same man who went to the international community to tell them, swore in him on what basis in the first place? What swearing in this on what basis? A man who has not made it to the 25% of the ACT, and with drugs issue and dual issue of the Guinea,
which has not been verified.
So these are issues. These are issues. Doesn't make it shouldn't be sworn in my opinion.
Okay, that's in your opinion, and that I know you've answered this question again and again and again. But if things don't go well, if the Labour Party cannot fix their house, cannot put their houses in order, don't you think that this thing is it's just me saying it can't happen? They can't make any effect. Okay. What happens? What do you think will happen after May 29th when Labour Party cannot?
Back a month back, we were battling with the G5, and we see the result of what happened with the G5, right? Have they been able to settle that? No. What happened with the PDP? With the APC currently, there are also internal political wrangling of who take what and who take what not. Even in advanced country, we saw what happened in Democrats and Republicans a couple of days ago. Donald Trump was charged with what? Sexual assault. The election has just concluded with which country? Began Egypt. No, came overnight. Political tussle. It happens, but then the fact is, the issues in the African political continent is that there are a lot of breach in international rights, and everybody want to go into politics for the fact of what you need to gain. There should be some sort of leverage in all of these things. It doesn't make any sense, and a lot of them go there to sit and then jumbo pay without no law passed, nothing flip on the bench, no formidable contribution on the issue, no policy development. That doesn't make any sense. And then when they come to our local environment and buy one poll, our mothers gather and celebrate them for buying one poll and booking one element. Who does human capital development with that? So there are a whole lot of mismatch in all of these issues that we need to sit down as a people, as a country, to say, no, look, we've done a lot of things that's not making any sense from 1999. We must look into it and reevaluate our future prospect and all of that. So these are the issues that we need to be addressed.
Okay, yeah, let's agree that these issues need to be addressed, right? And then there are so many issues that need to be addressed in Nigeria, truth be told, a whole lot of things, even before the May 29th. But where do you think, if we need to start all over again, we need to put things right, where do you think we can actually start from? Where do you think we can start from to fix and make things right?
Rachel, if we must get this right, if we must get it right, we must go back to our foundation. Firstly, our educational system needs to complete overhauling. A complete overhauling in the educational sector. and then the judiciary must be independent. There are a whole lot of yes.
Okay, do you think they have the right on their own to say, fine, let's leave the court proceedings to be aired live?
Of course, yes. It
Okay.
is at their prerogative to say so. So our institutions are very weak because, for instance, you saw. Let me give you a typical example. We just finished building judiciary complex about some weeks ago and inaugurated. Let's be honest. When a governor is one busy building judiciary complex, and then what happened? What do you think the judges in the state will do? There'll be servants of justice in the after because the quarters they are staying is being built by the governors, for instance.
So he tells us what he feels is right for us to do. Okay, welcome back. In just 2 minutes, let's round up the show. You were saying something.
I'm saying, so our institution are too weak. We need to start allowing both our educational system must be independent. Issues that they need to learn. That is one. Two, I think the issue of the constitution must be revisited again. Let the state be independent, run the state, and then pay a certain amount to the federation. Build your savings for such a is also part of the thing that must be put into consideration. So those are a few things. If they will listen, they know that no, but these are things they want to do because after all, they make billions of naira and dollars in oversight function. So why would they want a country to be better? Look at the law they passed for our doctors. How will a father train a child, and then there is no way for? So put your hospitality in the right perspective. The doctors will work. So these are issues that they need to do, but they know them already, but they won't do it. So in as long as they won't do it, let's expect more crime on more crime rates to be on a high rate as. But however, so I believe in the Nigeria that is possible with right leaders in due time. But then
Okay. That word simply means your last word simply means we shouldn't be expecting a country with high crime rates. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, so we had the voice of Bernard Titus. He's a strong member of, I would say, he was the leader of the Take Back Niger, the Labour Party presidential campaign council, the Obidati campaign council, rather. And then he took his time to tell us a little, or would I say much, about what we need to know about the internal crisis going on in the Labour Party recently between the two factions of Abure and Apapa Lamidi. Well, let's hope that Labour Party is going to be able to put their house in order before the Friday court hearing again. At this point, I would say thank you so much, Bernard Titus, for being part of the show once again. You can find on our website, SpectrumTv.ng. My name is Rachel David White. Good evening.